Hello, everyone. Good evening, everyone. A very warm
Good
welcome
evening.
to all. It's a wonderful day, and I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all participants here. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Yamuna Jodi Paranjodi, student of Professor Dr. Balakrishnan Parasuraman from University Malaysia Kelantan, the moderator of today's slot, and I'm super excited for all the amazing conversation on this second day of International Virtual Workshop about thesis writing and publication organized by Lavender Literary Club India, Cape Comorin Trust and Malaysian Industrial Relations and Human Resource Association, Mirhab. First and foremost, I would like to thank Dr. Frank Joyson Satya, the president of Lavender Literary Club, Dr. Regine Silvers, the president of Cape Comorin Trust, and Professor Dr. Balakrishnan Parasuraman, the president of Malaysian Industrial Relations and Human Resource Association, to organize this seminar and welcoming all the senior lecturer, and students from Malaysia and India for allocating your time in your busy schedule to attend this seminar. So before that, I welcome Ms. Naza to introduce our first guest speaker today, Professor Dr. Balakrishnan Parasuraman. Ms. Naza, are you there?
Okay, so our today's today's discussion for 3-day international visual workshop is on thesis writing and publication. Jody, we can go to the next slide now. Jody, we can go to the next slide, please. Okay, so Prof. Bala is going to tell us what are the difference between qualitative and quantitative research in case of bachelor, master's, and PhD. So basically, we will be able to distinguish the difference between these three by the end of this session. So as I said earlier, Professor Dr. Balakrishnan Parasuraman, he is a PhD holder from Wollongong, Australia. He has experience in supervising PhD, Doctor of Business Administration, Masters by Research, MBA, Bachelor Degree, Diploma projects for 26 years. And I am Nazanin again. I am today's moderator and I'm so grateful for that. Okay, so Judy, we can go to the next slide. Okay, my first question will be from the participants. If let's say I tell that tiger is a quantitative research and lion will be representing a qualitative research, which one would you choose? You would go for the lion or for the tiger? Okay, so I'll tell my own opinion. If it was 2-3 years ago, maybe like if it was 2 years ago when I was doing my master's, I would say lion. I would say tiger, which is quantitative because I had no experience in doing a qualitative and I was so afraid in choosing it. Therefore, like I would definitely go for tiger because everything was going to be fixed. I knew what am I going to do. I knew that the data collection going to be much more easier. It's not going to be that challenging for me. But right now, since the day I met Professor Dr. Balakrishnan, he actually advised me to go for a qualitative. It was a great challenge for me, and I'm still facing a lot of obstacles in adapting to the method of study, but it's such an enjoyable journey. Okay, so Prof, I would ask your opinion here. Which one would you choose, Prof? Lion, which is qualitative, or tiger, which is quantitative? Or you would go for both, mixed or multi-method?
Okay, I will answer the question later. Thanks for Nazar to be moderator, and thanks also Jody. I would like to apologize for some technical problem. I think always will happen is online, so we both apologize for that. And I also like to thanks to Dr. Frank and Dr. Regine from Lavender Leisure Club, the president, Dr. Frank, and also president of Cape Comorin Trust, Dr. Regine. And I really like to see all of you here, especially our what they call distinct speakers and also participants, which I really highly respect from India and also from Malaysia. Some of the people I know here, I think Dr. Anil, Dr. Nada, and Prof. Yasmin, and many of my students also here, Jessica and others, even Dr. Lex, and of course Naza is my. Okay, you talk about lion and tiger. I also don't know what to choose. All right. So before I choose tiger or lion, I need to understand the nature of tiger and the definition of a tiger and lion. I cannot simply choose tiger. Oh, because tiger is so beautiful, then I take a tiger. And because lion is also very, like very handsome also, then I choose a lion. Not like that, huh? So I need to understand the characteristic of tiger and lion, how they are can merge together, or they are separated, or they are independently will exist by their own nature. Sometimes tiger will go for the certain issues. Then we choose tiger because he can solve some problem. Whereas a lion also we choose because lion have their own problem. So it's actually problem, Then we choose tiger, not because we like. I like tiger, then I go tiger. This is what a lot of PhD or researcher, when they choose the methodology, they say I like tiger. I follow the trend. Oh, because my university professor doing quantitative, I follow. But there's no stand individually, no stand to choose which is best suit for their research, and they don't understand what they're doing. First of all, you understand the topic, why you choose the topic. That's most important. And after that, you need to understand the issues surrounding with this whether you want to choose tiger or lion, because both actually for me is important. Both actually produce knowledge. If you take tiger, it's very fierce, and many giant company like Maybank, our big bank, giant bank in Malaysia, they use tiger. This tiger only appeared in not many countries, only Southeast Asia. And I think it's so. Then they use sometimes people use lion, Lion the King, the movie, very popular, Lion the King. Why they use lion, and then that movie going to be so popular in the world, making a lot of money. So there is advantage and disadvantage. But when choosing the right, but we can choose both also. They can be a good friend also, both lion and tiger. You put them together, they're good friends, they don't make enemy. So the problem is, what is the problem? Why you want to select this tiger? You can bring tiger along the way, and you can solve a lot of problem. And you can work with the lion. You talk to the lion, okay, lion, please come with me. Then you show the way, and you will go. So when come to the thesis writing, always student blur. Actually, what I'm supposed to do? What is that actually? Why I'm doing this research? Why I'm choosing the title? What is the point of taking this one? So a lot of they even undergraduate, even the bachelor degree, they don't know where to go. If smart student, if they're very smart, if they're like tiger, lion, they're smart, they will go from the bachelor. This is smart student, because most professors I see in my life, they started from the degree. Like me, I started from degree. Actually, my minor is actually make me professor today. I start from degree. I start put investment during my degree, even though I don't have mentor, I don't have anything, but I myself interested. Oh, industrial relations, so nice. Labor economics, wages, collective bargaining, trade union issue. And then I saw that time was a very hot issue on trade union. Then I thought, hey, this is very interesting. Then I go in, and then I go to the masters, and then I go specialize. Then I go and study in United Kingdom, and I say, wow, that is something that we need to learn in that. And then I go direct to PhD. You can see, so your lion or tiger will help you along the way before you choose lion or tiger. Along the way, you can say, oh, tiger and lion can be meshed together. Wow. And today we mesh together. No, they may be enemy between them, but they can work together. Why not? So a smart student, is a smart scholar, and then they start. And that's why I can be a professor of industrial relation. That's what tiger. But later I found HR, that is a lion. Oh, and I say lion and tiger can go together, and then they're good friends. Sometimes HR is very important for the management. IR is important for the employees. Oh, they can go together, partnership. They partner together. They are not enemy actually. They are very good friends. Okay. So that's why I think, Nazar, you put this picture. So I believe you must start from the if you're too late, you start PhD, never mind. When you go out from the PhD, so a lot of scholars today, after PhD, so what? They're doing so many things. They don't know where direction for them. So that's why today I'm really, fortunate to have opportunity to share that lion or tiger is not issue, will come later. But what are the problem that you encounter? Yesterday, Dr. Muna, Dr. Maria Rasi, all of them talk about the same issue. Nothing. Dr. Mona is a quantitative. Dr. Money is qualitative. I'm qualitative. So what's the problem? The issue there? Only one problem. Research problem statement. That's all. There's no way you jump to another one. No, nobody talking about something different. So I think, Nazar, for me, if I choose a tiger or lion, they are both of them very beautiful for me, and they has a very nice characteristic, the nature, and you have to understand them first. You study, go through, and where tiger started, where tiger was discussed, in what year, who's a scholar, and then from there you understand. Then come back to your research problem. You look at tiger appropriate, no, oh no, lion appropriate. Then decide and go. Don't do any study, nothing, and that's why we call literature review. I don't do that. And then suddenly you go and choose. There are a lot of students today shortcut, they just do tiger, lion, that's all, finished. They finish PhD. I know. Many of them finish PhD. But so what? After that, they cannot grow. They stop the point there, that's it. They cannot go to next level. And that's why many of them cannot be professor, cannot get a professor, because they don't know where it's a direction. So today I'm here to share with something different. I'm not going to do like yesterday, but I'm sharing all my life experience for 26 years. I supervised and I examine, and also I be the chairman, and also I be the internal, external examiners, not only Malaysia, abroad. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof, for the explanation. Okay, Jody, we can go to the next slide. Okay, so basically here, besides the questions that I am going to ask from Prof. Bala, we're mainly going to discuss about the differences between bachelor, master's, and PhD theses. So in the following slide, you'll see that how Prof. Bala simplified the differences in like a few words, I would say. And then later on, we will get to know what are the quantitative study at PhD level and qualitative studies at PhD level. Jody, we can go to the next slide. This is actually a more in-depth introduction of Prof. Bala, but I just collected a few points due to time constraints, and I already stated it in the beginning of the session. Jody, we can go to the next slide. Okay, so Prof. Bala is going to discuss about the differences between bachelor, master's, and PhD thesis. I would like to mention that the table that you can see is actually the words and everything is proposed by Prof. Bala. He simplified the terms and I would say like a sentence. So now we can easily understand the differences between these three. Prof, can you explain me more?
Yeah, thank you, Nazam, for the next challenges that we're going to face. That's why I really want to know the undergraduates should be coming here to us understand. But never mind. Throughout my experience, throughout my life experience, many people don't know where is the differences between these 3 degrees. They cannot put all the same degree. So I do a lot of study on these, and I come up my own. So I think me and Nazar are writing a paper on this. So this is our copyright. So people must 2022 copyright. We're going to write a paper on this, and we're trying to, okay, what's the difference? So a lot of students struggling. I saw one undergraduate proposal. I was shocked, and that particular lecturer asked her to do like PhD, which is wrong, which is not appropriate to ask her to do bachelor. And what's point you're doing PhD? And because the person is actually professor, so how can give such that kind of proposal, ask to do student like that? And she's not, of course, she's able to do. But the standard for bachelor is actually, we have to set the point. So to me, when you are a bachelor student, while you're so busy with the classes, so many 40, 60 classes, assignment, all this. So actually you are trying to understand the theory. It doesn't happen now. Everything copy and paste. Everything PowerPoint, based PowerPoint, that's happening. But our time, yes, we really go through each courses. We understand the concept and the theory. We really go. We are not any shortcut. At that time, sorry, Nazar, we don't have copy paste, we don't have PowerPoint, we don't have anything, only chalk and pop. The professor will come to class, he start talking, that's it. And then he say, go back and find yourself. And we all run to library. Everybody run to library. Wow, we go to the spot, we are photocopying the papers, and then we study, understand, and then come back, do assignment, present. Wow. And then we go. So I believe that kind of system learning is much better compared now. Today, everything fast track. KFC, McDonald's, fast track. What happened to McDonald's, Azhar? The more you eat McDonald's, after 10, 15 years, you're waiting for your medicine and doctor waiting for you, and doctor make a lot of money because fast track. The fast track always cannot be good for you in the future. That's why McD, McDonald's, everything fast track, fast track. So, but they make money, of course. So then we understand different subject. Like me, I was exposed in, I still remember another, I was talking about theory of development theory under Frank, many theory, development theory, very tough to understand, but we have to read. The professor giving all the articles, we have to photostat, you read, and then make a point, come back and present in the class. The moment we present the class, you need to be prepared yourself. You cannot simply go to class. You're not prepared class, sorry, you will be fired on that particular day. Everybody prepared. That's how we do our understanding. And then I go to the industrial relation. Wow, I see so many theories, different perspective. So all make my undergraduate is so superb. I'm not just studying. I also went to movie. I also went to with my friend. I went to coffee. I go to eat. I mean, no, it's not 100%. But when come to this one, and we much understand the theory and concept. So that's why you see the final year thesis. Normally it goes to like understanding the theory. We are not going to apply the theory. No. So we understand. But after understanding, we use one theory enough, and then we just understand and do. Like example, in my area, there are many theories: unitarianism, pluralism, Marxism, theory system, the industry democracy, many theories. I just took one, unitarianism. That's all, and I go and do research on that. And I take one company, example like bank. Okay, Maybank, only one company. I go explore, then come back, I present. Okay, I find. So that is so you go to the next level. Why you want to do master? Many people think master is something like no, I just want to enhance my salary. No, master is actually important to apply the knowledge. That's why when you start doing master by research, I'm not talking top course, master by research, you are giving one supervisor and one teacher. That is a beautiful day you have. Only one. But in the degree, no, many lecturers. So a lecturer will give you a broader idea. Understand. So when it comes to the application, now you understand the theory at the better. Now you apply the theory. Okay, application. Okay, I know the theory unitarianism. I know theory pluralism. This theory I combine. I go and study at the Maybank. Wow, Maybank, you have these two theory combined, and that's why the result will be nicer. So application, more application. That's why you can see MBA, thesis, all these application, apply. So why you apply? That is a level. Your level when you go to masters, you're mature. Degree, you're not see maturity. In maturity, some students already have maturity when done, but maturity will go to the master's level. I think many of us here, I think you went through the process. I'm not going to explain. I just want to make a difference. And then after finish, you already got a master's. So what next? And then we call PhD. What do you mean PhD? Doctor of Philosophy. Doctor, remember, Doctor of Philosophy, philosophical science. Philosophy means you must understand the philosophy paradigm. That's why you need to understand what is ontology, what is epistemology, what is the methodology. 3 components, very, very important. And then only you choose lion or tiger. You don't read Guba Lincoln. Guba Lincoln giving a big, broader picture on paradigm shift in terms of ontology. So that's why many students, even in Australia, when I was in Australia as a PhD student, I saw undergraduate already exposed with the ontology, epistemology, and so that they know about research paradigm and so on. So what is a PhD? What is a DBA? Okay, PhD actually develop a new theory. You remember, understand the theory, apply the theory. Now you develop your own theory. That's why they call you doctor. If you cannot develop your own theory, you are not credited as doctor. If you got doctor also, there's no respect for you because you're just doctor. You don't know what to do. So a lot of people got doctorate, but they're not scholar. They're not philosophical science behind because they didn't go through the process. Or they say a lot of people want to do faster PhD. I want to finish. No, I took about 4.5 years. And I really enjoy it. Within 4.5 years, I went through the process from the year 1. I go to library. I read only methodology for 1-2 years. I understand. Then only I can see the tunnel in the light. I'm not talking about the research problem. I'm talking about, of course, I got a topic. I got, all this, but I go understand what is ontology, where the knowledge, worldview, where the knowledge exists, how the knowledge exists, how to solve the problem, what to then become methodological, and then only go on technique. And then you produce a new knowledge, a new theory. That's what I did in my. So sometimes I didn't develop completely new theory. I use Western theory, I modified my story, and when come to the finding, of course, the nature, like lion, the tiger that just Nazar showed to me is a tiger only Southeast Asia, only Malaysian, the tiger. The tiger in India may be different. The tiger in South America may be different. The tiger in America different. So you cannot put the tiger as a tiger, the word tiger, but a tiger in America cannot be same like tiger in what? In Malaysia. That's how the theory come in, and we produce a new dimension that I solve culture problem. Culture problem in Asia or in any country, even Iran, Iraq, whatever country, it's a culture problem. People in Asia, they respect elders. They don't talk a lot. They will keep them. Of course, you can talk, but there's a respect how you talk. So we found that component not captured. If you look at the Asian, why the people keep themselves, that's my topic. Employee voice, employee participation. They don't participate because influenced by two factors. One is the culture. Another one is actually the law. The law itself hinders people to participate, especially union. So Nazar, what happened today is my doctorate already taken as a seriously to be allowed. The law is already changed, which I highlighted in my research. That's why research is very important at the doctoral level. Yes, I publish a lot of papers in many journals. I won best paper in India, many countries. I published a book, everything I did. But at the same time, I also make sure that the PhD goes to the policy. This is what I done in my doctorate. It will take time, not immediately, take time. But are you keep on track on your research? You see, my student now, I have about 10 to 20 students. They are doing different topic on IR and HR. They don't go other topic. Everybody different topics. So I'm growing the scholars in multiple discipline. You can imagine Nazar, that's why Dr. Nada say, I'm the space. Yes. From the space, I'm looking through you all, what are you doing? So you see, Nazar doing this, like Nazar doing ethical leadership, Shalini doing entrepreneurship leadership and HR, Jessica doing trade union, Datuk doing corporate governance and then ethical, Dr. Alex doing on the employee engagement and participation in oil and gas industry, Dr. Gillian also doing employee participation but different angle, and many students doing different angle. So it's very interesting, minimum wage and so on, but all in the one big ontology, one mainstream that we call IR and HR. That is a contribution, the body of knowledge. Maybe Nazar will ask me, from which I'm going to contribute. Yes, you are contributing in the body of knowledge, HR, maybe IR. And Dr. Anafis looking at both IR and HR. But the content will be different. Like some looking SME, some micro industry, but that is not issue. The issue is actually the issue problem. Then only you select tiger. Then only select lion. Don't select tiger and lion earlier. That is a wrong concept. So 1, 2, 3, actually very important to produce a knowledge to the INI. Like here we got Jodi. Jodi already asked her to start from the bachelor degree. You start to look at maybe HR, IR, or labor issue on retail industry, because she did the retail industry in degree. Look at that, your research on retail, and look at the labor process in retail until you do masters, and you come out of the masters or PhD, then you be a professor on IR, but specialized on retail industry. So people will hire you to do a lot of consultancy work on this, apart from you become lecturer. So you understand that? So I think another this is what I make the difference between bachelor, master, PhD. So simplified from after I went through 26 years experience in doing research.
Thank you so much, Prof, for this simplification. Like, it's really in a simpler terms, it's really to understand now. We can understand it easier as well. Before we move to the next slide, Prof, I have one question. As you mentioned just now, you have published lots of books, articles, and all that. So, Prof, in your opinion, what is the main difference between journal, book, and thesis? Can you please specify the key differences between these three?
Okay, all right. Now the question comes, the major for academics, especially academics, doesn't matter. They are practitioners or they are scholar academic. The next question to ask, what is the difference between thesis, journal, and books? Very clear, Nazar. Very easy. When you do research, then you can publish. Okay, and journal is actually a piece of work within your thesis. All right. within your thesis. So example, I can say something like, you want to earlier publish a paper on conceptual paper. I think you attended one seminar, one of the doctor was explained to you. How did I did that in my degree? I know, sorry, in my PhD. So early, even masters also. So what I did in some papers, even masters, I did 3 months project in United Kingdom, not fully research, because mine is nine months coursework, top course lah. 3 months I do research, but even 3 months research is actually armchair. They call armchair. That means critical analysis by document. That means we took from the journals and we analyze and come by critical analysis. My thesis on that. Even that, I already published 3 or 5 papers. So I took the conceptual paper, like Nazar. You're talking about ethical. What is the main ethical leadership debate in your literature review? You take one paper, you can write fully debate, critical analysis. Where is leadership is going through now? The process, evolution leadership. Are they talking about transactional leadership? Are they talking about transformational leadership? Is it still relevant? Or you say, no, there are other leadership, which is the ethical leadership. So what? Why? Explain. You can publish that kind of paper. One paper you already gathered. Apart from that, you can also publish research methodology. It may be very unique in your research, very unique. For me, very unique. I publish a case study, all right? From the experience from the Asian perspective and African. I joined with my friend Bubakar, Dr. Bubakar from Libya. I work with him. We combine and we publish what's the problem facing by him. He is the accounting. I can cross over to accounting because the methodology almost same, case study. And we come out challenges. And then how we publish second paper. The third paper, I'll come out another chapter, which is also a finding from my early finding from so I publish another. So almost 7, 8 papers I published in journal. Those days, no Scopus, no ISI. What do you call Nazar? We got index journal. That means that particular journal is captured for certain. I always go to my own area so that I be known by. Sometimes people just because ISI. Another sorry, I'd like to inform all my friends here, respected friend. Don't simply go and publish. Oh, because ISI Scopus. You know, Nazar, where the problem started? When I'm sitting on the panel now, I'm sitting on the panel for promotion. Professor Isabel, I have problem. When I look through your papers, yes, you got ISI, 20 ISI, but you publish in the multiple discipline, don't know where you publish. So how your friend know? How your colleagues, the same field, know about you? Don't know. Like I publish in IR, I got my friend from Philippines, I got friend from NUS, National in Singapore, I got friend from Latin America, and I'm from Australia. I got it. So do you know? Is my colleague, am I right? My colleague from Australia. So they know because I'm publishing. So they are recognized. Your professor not recognized in the university. No, must be recognized worldwide, globally recognized. And then you be a professor. So I have a problem. Sorry to say all of my friends here, I can't make you a professor in this particular field. When I look through your paper, yes, you have ISI, you got a Scopus, fantastic. Out of 50 papers, Nazar, only 5 you publish on your field. That is HRM. How I want to give you professor? The rest 40, okay, fine, ISI, but not relevant to the field. That is a mistake done by a lot of academic scholars. So I really want to advise all academic scholars, please understand that. It's different from DBA. All right, I can clear cut that. DBA is a Doctor of Business Administration. So they are more practical, problem solving. They are not so much on the theoretical. Of course, they have theory development, a new theory, but they're more on the practical issue. It doesn't matter. It's also doctorate. Okay, when they call, there's doctor. So it's the same. There's no difference between PhD and DBA. I also supervise DBA. I also supervise PhD. So I got experience. I know how to handle, like Dr. Alex here. He can share later on how he went through the process to be a scholar, and now they call Dr. Alex. So what I'm trying to say is that's a difference on the journal paper. Within 4 years' time, you can publish at least 6 papers already. After so you're finishing your thesis, am I right? You're sharing your knowledge, then you're also expanding your knowledge to many, and people can comment on you. Sometimes, you know that rejection is very important. Why you don't want to send the paper to Scopus? Why you so scared of rejection? Why? You think fail as rejection. I got a lot of rejection. Do you know that? You think I fail? No. Rejection is very good for you. They will teach you why this paper rejected. So you learn that rejection, take the point, you send another paper. Why you so cannot laugh? So sorry, Nazar. Nobody publishing now. Why don't publish? So scared. I was rejected. Reject, it's okay, fine. But when you reject, you go to the next journal, I mean, same journal, same category journal, also like leadership, you sign. So a lot of people don't, then you don't know what they're doing. So sometimes you and me students, boys, okay, but coming to the reality, how? So that's another issue that I think Razak to consider. You finish your thesis. When the book will come? Like I got all the experience, I published it. First, I start publish in conference, Razak, I think you know, we submitted a paper. Start with the conference. Don't hesitate to share your knowledge in the conference. Let people criticize you. After conference proceeding, you go to journal. After journal, then you complete your thesis. And when you present your thesis at the end of the session on the YY, you can show all the papers already published. And examiner will respect you. Wow, you published already. That means your work already evaluated by international scholar. At least another 3 papers go on the Emerald, go on the Scopus I. At least 3 papers from your PhD. Well respected. Then book will come later. You know how long I take book to publish? My book after PhD, 2014. My doctorate, 2007. How long? Almost 7 years.
Yeah.
You think easy publish book? Not that easy. But I updating the data. I'm not just finished 7. No, cannot. I just gone through. So now all my students actually continue. Like Dr. Alice continue, Dr. Jillian, all continue from. I'm not doing research. Become professor, right? So they are continue. So the knowledge will go. Even I'm not in the world, the knowledge will continue. Like all my young students, they will go, and you pass to better the another one. So this is how the knowledge will. But today, I'm worried that a lot of people talking about KPI, ISI, Scopus. They publish any journal they don't care. Even some of them become professor, but they're not well known on the field. Today, Nazar, in the country, people refer me HRM or IR. You can see my Facebook also. People say I cannot go to another field. People don't recognize me because I'm not marketing. Even though I teach marketing 5 years, I cannot be I'm not leadership. I'm the HR and IR. That of course labor and IR is more prominent. So you can see a lot of my grant all given to that. But how I get a grant? Because people say you are expert on this field. You are the knowledgeable. I think I went through the process, grant.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you publish book. So you see, one thesis, how many come out? 6 papers, and then you come a book, and then finally the book, very important one. Book will read by many people, especially your student. They will carry your book, they will read, and so I giving a lot of assignment based on my book. So you see the knowledge will go there, and then so this is a key difference between. And I think I like to thanks to Lavender and Cap Comorina class. They're all doing a lot on this application and so on. Okay, that's all.
Thank you so much, Prof, for the great explanation. Okay, so Jody, we can go to the next slide. Okay, before Prof. Wallace starts to talk in more detail about quantitative studies at PhD level, as I stated earlier, Tiger in today's session represents quantitative. So all the points here, the 6 points that you can see, it's summarized by Prof. Wallace. So he made it simpler in terms to understand the quantitative research at PhD level. So Prof, can you please explain in more detail, like what do you mean by having a research at PhD level, especially in a quantitative approach?
Okay. So I was trained as qualitative, yes, but I'm reading a lot quantitative studies. So quantitative PhD research, I'm examining many. I think majority is quantitative PhD. So I'm not said I don't know anything quantitative. Okay, I master both. The reason that when I took my doctorate, I appreciate lion and the tiger. I didn't reject them. I don't reject them because they are so bad. No, I never do that. I explore myself to understand lion and the tiger, because tiger and lion, they have their own characteristic. They have their own focus. They have their own problems to be solved. So I didn't deny this. All right. So when I'm just pointed also, after my research I've done, then I put some key point there, and I discuss with all my PhD master students. I always discuss. I also learn from them, and I also get a lot of input from them. We learn each other. I'm not saying I'm an expert. No, humbly I said I'm still learning process. Even though already been professor for more than 10 years, I'm still learning. So when I look at that, degree, At a degree level, you only need independent, dependent variables enough for you. That's it. Don't go to the moderate or mediating. Don't go there, because that level is good second level. Otherwise, why you need a PhD, master's, and bachelor? So I really encourage students, if you want to choose, your problem is what about numbers. If you look at the numbers, your population must be generalized based on the population. You generalize the whole situation, the whole country or all sectors, something like that. So enough for you, use that. When come to masters, probably you use independent, dependent variable, and maybe you take one moderating is fine for you. You still can finish. Even you take independent, dependent variable, still can finish at the master's level, but you put another one better. But serious is actually on the PhD. You need to have moderating or mediating variable together. Many PhD theses, they use it together. I think Dr. Nada and all friends here, I think you agree with me that you are using both, in the, what they call, so it's a must, compulsory. I'm talking from experience. I'm an examiner. I was reading the thesis, India, and reading many theses from India. India is more on quantitative. I read about from the, Tamil Nadu and also Andhra and also, northern India, and also reading from Australia. And so it's based on quantitative. All right. And when you look at a PhD, you need to have compulsory independent and dependent variables plus moderating and mediating. That's a good PhD. All right. And how you solve the problem? You use a PLS or SEM. They're called multivariate analysis. Okay. PLS is easy for you to use for hypothetical testing. So Nazar, I ask one question to you. Go back to you. When you talk quantitative, what word come out in your life? What are the words will always come in your mind?
Everything is fixed. After once we start the data collection, there is no more changes. We can't change anything. We can't change the questionnaire, because if we change, then everything we have to redo all over again. We have variables, IVs and DV, and basically our research will be based on the hypothesis. So at the end of the day, once we are done with the data analysis, by referring to the results, we will be able to know whether our hypothesis is rejected or accepted. And then after that, as I said, because I am from quantitative, as you know, Prof. But then when I came to qualitative, yes, I can say I am still having some fears that, okay, but if this is not fixed, how am I going to do? Everything on it is tentative, as you said. Even title in qualitative research is tentative. We can change it anytime. And I'm so sure my title will be changed throughout my research. But for quantitative, everything was fixed. So I am still getting used to this new method, that how everything cannot be permanent and it can be changed anytime.
Another one asks you, what is the paradigm? What is the paradigm Tiger will take in this quantitative? Your paradigm.
Oh, you mean the positivism paradigm? Quantitative is like the positivism paradigm, but qualitative is mainly on the interpretivism or non-positivism. So
you know what it means positivism? Okay, I explain to you. When you talk about Tiger, first nature is a positivism. Positivism is actually predicting. You predict. You cannot without you predict, you can't do any research on the tiger. Tiger always predict. Tiger, before attack people, you will predict first. Can I attack this animal on that time, on this time? Always predict. You never go there and attack. Okay. You never go there and attack. You never go to river and attack. No, you never do that. You just plan. Okay, I'll see this. I'm standing here. I just see any enemy come, I just attack. It's prediction. So when you talk of prediction, you go to science. Science, science like photosynthesis, You know the trees and all these vegetables, all these all already prediction. You go by it. And then when you look at the prediction, of course you need hypothesis too. Another word come out, testing. Testing. Lab, there's a science people, very easy to finish and study, easy to get a grant because the testing, they only on lab. Am I right? But coming to the human, also can testing. That's why we call social sciences. So when you talk of positivism, it always goes back to your prediction and testing. So if you need testing, you need a hypothesis. When you need a hypothesis, you need the variables. How to test a variable? Then you need the IV and DV. And in order to make even higher level, doctoral level, then you need the moderating variables and mediating variable to see whether strong or not, the variable that you're using. And then you cannot change. That's why when you present chapter 1, 2, 3 at the proposal defense, if you don't achieve this standard, your literature will not very comprehensive on the concept, on the IV, on the DB, on the moderating, on the mediating is not concept, and you cannot come up with a strong theoretical framework with right theory, underpinning theory to that, you will go back present again and again. That's all. You cannot do your fieldwork because your fieldwork will determine your hypothetical. You cannot change, go on the field, cannot. So lion waiting for the opportunity. He just attack anyone, whoever they come. That's why we call sampling. What kind of sampling? It's not purposely sampling, random sampling, because tiger just waiting there. Any animal come, you attack, no problem. I will get today. I didn't get today, never mind, it's okay. But the other lion, no, a lion will go to river. I go to test river first. Okay, this time sure the own animal come to drink the water. I want to see first my eye. Wow. So no need to predict. No need to do. Okay, I think it's simplified. I think most of our friends here, maybe they are more advanced than me. I'm just simplified. I just want to simplify the thing in different ways. I think Nada, you already understand what I said. Huh?
Yes.
Chapter 1, 2, 3 is actually comprised all this theoretical framework. You already have a tentative, fixed model, and you do the hypothesis, and then you do the pilot study. And after pilot study, your questionnaire will be refined, reliability test, or what test, what are test doing, and then you refine back, and then you see your hypothesis clear and go down. And any mistake you done in this chapter 1, 3, you have to go back again. That's why your professor defense very, very important. If you're very clear, no, but you have to go through the process. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof, for the great explanation. Now it's like easier when tiger comes to my mind. I know that first the tiger will interpret, first will predict whether can I attack or no, and then later on he will attack. Okay, Jody, we can go to the next slide, please. So here are some of the examples of.
Okay, 1 minute. I think can you show the qualitative? Where is the tiger? No, lion. Lion.
The next slide.
I didn't see the lion there. Okay. Sorry. We are still in the quantitative, huh?
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right.
So, as Prof stated, for the PhD level, we will either need mediating or moderating or both combined together. So here are some of the examples. So Prof, can you a bit explain on these two frameworks?
Okay. You see, when any PhD, you need to, if you look at the positivism based on PhD, that means you have predicting the phenomena, then use hypothesis to test. Without hypothesis, you cannot test. You cannot do testing because science, easy. You go to lab, you take the chemical, okay, you take chemical blue color and you mix with the yellow color, then you get a result. Very easy. Not any. So they're also doing testing. Science always do testing. That's why I got like hypothesis to test. And then they found the result of blue and red. You get some colors. That is the result. That's it. They just produce, finish. That's why they can publish many ISI journals. Not us. We come to social science, you need to predict also human being. Okay, of course, fine, no problem. Because sometimes you want to see the whole country, your whole India, all Malaysia, then you go on the population, and then you need to have a big data to collect big sample and all it. But I'm looking at the theoretical framework here, or conceptual framework, or whatever framework like this is framework. You have these two variables, and when you have two variables, okay, fine, cause and effect. Am I right? This impact, that impact. In IV impact, DB. So cause and effect. But in order to see another variable, they call mediating. Hey, I found from literature review, IV is not discussed with the mediating variable. There's a less discussion or none in the context of that theoretical. Because when you quantitative, you're looking from global perspective. You cannot look at the particular case. Cannot. Okay? Cannot. You have to global. So your research will go on the global perspective. So what's happening in China, what's happening in America, so that's called literature review. Your literature review must broad and very in-depth, and then you know. Sometimes literature review, there are 10,000. Do you go to no? You go to the major author on that particular, like me. When talk about IR, I always know Russell Lansbury. I know Prof. Thomas Kokan. I know Prof. Eric Kass. I know Professor Michael Ford. I know Professor Ray Markey. I know Professor. So you know that these are big, you know, a name. Professor Bean, Professor Roy Adam from Canada. So all the country I know what they're doing now. So from there, I read the article again. So these people actually invented for that. So, but many people can do research on that. When you look at the Malaysia, when you type in industrial relation, they will come back to my articles, my book. So they refer me because I'm the more on, and then go on employee participation specifically on the IR. Then again, my name will come up. So because I in-depth studies on this until now, so it's a long study from my degree in 1987 until now. I'm still doing the same, but different perspective, different phenomena. So when you talk of moderating, different. Moderating actually is something moderate these two. All right, IB and DB, they will moderate these two variables. Maybe that one also uncaptured. Some people using mediating. So mediating in between, is giving impact in this IB and DB. Moderating, just moderating. Oh, okay, fine. There's some imbalance, you know, harmonize these two data. That's why we call moderating. So I think I'll stop there. But to get this one, you need to have conceptual very strong. You need to have a very strong theory, underpinning theory, and you must have a very strong debate between the concept. Then you develop your hypothesis. Then only you can testing. You can use the hypothesis to come up with your questionnaire, and the questionnaire must based on someone already developed. You can duplicate, but you have to do the pilot study in the context of Malaysia. Then something not relevant, you change back and come back again, and then go to the next level.
Thank you
I
so
hope
much.
you understand clearly now. Nada?
Thank you so
And
much.
also all my friends here.
Okay, so as do you remember that we had a discussion about pilot studying about qualitative? So
Yeah.
before we move to the next slide, can you please explain why qualitative studies do not need a pilot study? Why quantitative needs?
Okay. The answer very simple. We are not predict. We are not predict. We don't need to change the question. The question will change all the time. The day you write the topic, the question will change along the way. So why need to go and pilot study? No need. Pilot study is just like you want to make sure the questionnaire reliability high because your hypothesis testing must be very clear. Otherwise, you cannot test hypothesis. But in qualitative, we don't need testing. We are just understanding from the respondent. We interpret data. So questionnaire can pose any question to them. They will actually sometimes they will give more questions to us than you. And then from the framework question, so question is tentative. It can change. But in quantitative, it cannot change. It must. That's why always come with a survey. You won't come with a interview. Never. Because survey actually captured what? The hypothetical testing part on that. So that's why you look at a quantitative, the technique always come actually is experimental study. We always come with survey. So very easy. So for qualitative, you don't need to do pilot study because the question will answer by the respondent. They will speak up. They will talk. Sometimes the question asked more relevant for them. They will give more insight. So you always keep on changing and changing. That's why very challenged to do qualitative. But the moment you finish, like mine is a pure qualitative, no numbers, nothing, only word, different kind of language from Tamil, from Malay, from English, even some Mandarin. I will translate it into English and I never change the meaning. That's why my examiner from Denmark, from Philippines, they are English expert. They are not coming to see me. That's me. No, they understand the process. I explain one A to Z, step by step in research methodology chapter. They understand clearly. And then they know this is gone through the process. Even though they don't come and see me, all the evidence there. And I passed very good grade actually. Examiner because there's no PhD A or B, but they said excellent research is up to the candidate want to make a comment or not, up to the candidate. But I respect. I still have to make comment because he is my excellent examiner. But actually he said no need. Both of them giving excellent research. Even though I a little bit late at submit, but still I passed with a good grade. And you can see the result now. It's already become policy for the country.
Thank you so much, Prof, for the explanation. Okay, so Jody, we can go to the next slide. Okay, so here we will be asking Prof Bala to explain about a qualitative study at PhD level. So this is basically the opposite of the previous slide. Prof, and also I need to mention that these 5 points are summarized by Prof. Perla, like the main points that can differ qualitative studies and quantitative studies at PhD level. So Prof, can you please explain in more detail? Thank you.
Okay, I go very quickly. Okay, it is actually opposite with a non-positivism. There are people in Germany, there are people along the way, they found that to study human, study nature, okay. Study science, because science, there's no human got feeling, am I right? Human got emotion. Human is human. That's why God created you and me here. We are woman and man. We are there. That's why it's a creation for the God. You cannot change the creation of God, am I right? So why? So when some group of scholars, okay, the scholar like Creswell, Miriam, Patton, many of them, those the scholars, Geese, all these people come along, Uber, Milers, and then they think, hey, no. We cannot predict human. Human cannot prediction. We need to understand the human from our perspective. And some human, like he is a data, why you want to make him as a respondent? Example, I give you, yang bahagia Dato' Talib. Dato' Talib was 40 years in industry, practitioner on corporate governance and integrity for last 30 years. And he will do research, his own research, PhD, he become as a data also. But in positivism, cannot. You cannot have this, they say bias, is fine. So that's why qualitative will come in. So qualitative actually very unique because you are not come up with a prediction, no hypothesis, nothing. Sometimes in some scholars say proposition. They will use the word proposition normally is question lah. The question, like we use basically qualitative, we use the question lah. We go to the field with our question. But of course, the question also have some scholars to write and debate and so on. The mood almost same, no different. Chapter 1 to 3 almost same. But when come to chapter 4 and chapter 3, then the thing will change. Because the model in chapter 2, the debate will going on. The debate will show the gap of study. Everything is same, but the model is a tentative. Or the theoretical frame is tentative, not fixed as a quantitative. So you no need to worry, Azhar. Don't worry. You will change. Why you worry? Why you cry? No need to cry. Everything is data. Why you also worry about that? You go to field, maybe things will change. So you can update left, back, in the middle. That's why we call inductive process. Quantitative is a deductive process. Deductive means you count hypothesis, you fix a framework, you do survey, come back, analyze the result. Qualitative, inductive, the other way around. You can go back, you can amend your literature review, you go back, amend your methodology, you can add in, you can remove, you can add in. Hey, I can remember last time grant, we add in what? Participant, Margaret. Margaret Chin, she was 30 years in the union experience. We add in her as a respondent. In the beginning, no. We start with a quantitative and we start qualitative and then come back. So it can be in, out, can. So that's why lion have their own uniqueness. But tiger and lion very important. I never deny that. I never say that because the issue that you raise may be what is the perception, how and why. When you talk about why and how, then it really qualitative because how means process. You cannot measure by quantify. It's a process. How the employee participation is happening in the company A, B, C, and D. So different. Right? The process. All right. You talk about the why means you don't know one variable, many variables. In positivism, in quantity, only 3 variables: IV, DV, and moderating or mediating. But they got sub variable, a lot of variable along the way. It doesn't matter. That's why you get a lot of hypothetical question. But in qualitative, no. You ask open-ended question. Sir, what do you think the factors trade union is declined now? Wow, if you talk to the Zainal Rampak, if you talk to the trade union leaders, they will tell hours and hours, wow, because they are. So now I ask question, how are you going to control the data? Data will huge, flowing. So no one IV, thousands IV will come out, DB and so on. So you can see, and you know how to deal with the data. Yesterday, Dr. Maniansi already talked about that, the big data, how to control the data, saturation, right? So we talked saturation. We talked about A, B, C, D, stop. Because the same thing you'll talk, they don't go there. And that's a technique to stop learning. But that is an advanced level on analysis part. So I think I answer you both advantage, disadvantage, depending on the research problem that you explore and how you design the questionnaire. What is, how many, what is relationship, what is, and then what a relationship, then you're talking about quantitative. Because you already talked about relationship between A and B. But in qualitative, no. There's no A, there's no B. A, B, C, D, E. Maybe Z. Very easy.
Thank you so much, Prof, for the clarification. Okay, so I have one last question before we open the floor from the participants. I mean, before we open the Q&A session for them. So, Prof, you always mention that a big question in thesis is important. So, Prof, I would like to know, what do you mean by having a big question in thesis?
Oh, I learned from my supervisor. First day I landed in Australia, I was shocked, Bala, can you tell me what is a big question? I really mad. I didn't know what's going on. What is going on to me? Why you ask the question? And I was like nervous, like you nervous now. I also nervous like that. Wow, what is that? I cannot sleep. Few days I cannot sleep. Then I go explore myself, go and read. Big question means, Nazar, in your thesis, only one question only you can ask. Only one question. If you cannot answer one question, you ask all our friends here. If they cannot answer that question, something wrong about their doctorate. I can say something wrong. So that is a big question. What is like my PhD? To what extent employee participate in decision making process in the private sector? That's my big question. Subsequent question, I ask them what type of mechanism, what type of scheme that can they participate, direct or indirect. Okay, who participate, how they participate. You see, all these subsequent questions to answer the big question. That's what we call big question. So big question means only one fundamental debate in the thesis. Mean debate. Another, remember, thesis meaning is debate. Do you think all your research debate? Copy and paste. Take there, and then you put a reference. Oh, okay. I never see any debate. Debate means you have to debate the issue, like Dr. Dr. Nora, Mariana Muna, Dr. Muna said yesterday, debate. I take this concept, that concept, I mix around, why there's a gap, where is debate, and then you come up with your own conclusion. You cannot write your own conclusion by yourself, but you can give it, synthesize the one. So what I mean that's a big question. To answer that, you got subsequent question, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So I think I answer simplified. Every in this room, they know what is the big question on their thesis. And I ask you, what is a big question in your thesis? Please answer now.
My big question, basically my central question, is to know that why ethical leadership is crucial in Malaysian private sector in today's world. So I will be choosing Malaysian private sector. That's why I'm adding the private companies in my question. Like if, let's say, it was public, I would focus on the public sector. That's my main question, but I have sub questions underneath.
Yeah, so you're looking at to what extent ethical leadership can improve the performance of the employees in the company or the company's performance.
Yes.
So you're looking at ethical leadership, okay? Yes. How to improve the employees' performance and also company performance, the two performance there, okay? And you're already going to prove that. You're going to see the gap, where the gap is, how the gap is, and then you look at the private sector. So, and your question, your issue will be different, okay? I mean something like that, but you need to refine again lah. So that's all I think. I think I answered that one. I think everybody knows about that. So first question I asked my student, what is the big question? Sometimes they cannot answer. They have to come back to me again. Then only they can answer. So your homework, those my student here, go back and do homework. What is the big question in your thesis? Doesn't matter, master's, degree, or PhD. Doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. I guess now the Q&A session will begin for the participants. I guess the chat isn't available, so you can just unmute yourself and ask your questions from Professor Dr. Balakrishnan.
Good evening, Prof.
Yeah, Doctor. Thank you. Doctor.
Prof, if a young research scholar approaches you and you tend to tell them about lion and tiger, so do you think that there's a tendency for you to scare them off?
What Doctor? Scare them off?
Because the moment a young scholar approaches you about studies, about his research and all that, and
Okay.
then you throw a question to them, it's what are you going to do? Is it going to be a lion or is it going to be a tiger?
Okay.
What is
I
the
read
tendency for you to scare them off at the very early initial moment?
actually actually doctor, I use lion and tiger to attract people because you know the two is a very peaceful one, am I right? So normally student cannot finish because of tiger and lion. They always are. So it's not fear. Huh? No, no. I just be using a illustration to explain that. So nobody will scare for you. But I think I believe like this. Before you embarking even degree, bachelor degree research, you need to go explore, study about that particular topic. What is the issue there? What is the issue to be explored? So find the topic that you can explore yourself. Go back, at least give you 1 or 2 months, explore yourself. Don't go and see your supervisor. Don't ever do that. The why student cannot finish, doctor, because they're not committed about research. They never do any work. Okay. They never go and read. They never read the journal. They never read all this. So they are just, come like, serious on that. If the good student, actually, how they really go and study, explore, and then they will come back few questions to ask. And then they go again. So we are like no more lecturers or supervisors. We are like become good friends, we are like debating ourselves. So I don't scare anyone. Anybody can do any age, doesn't matter. Here I got some friend, my students here only 24 years, 35 years, 70 years old, 60 years old, 50 years old, doesn't matter. I start my PhD at the age 35, doesn't matter. But the thing that, are you keen to find something in the end of the day? What is the purpose of you want to do your PhD? What is the purpose you want to do your master's? What is the purpose you want to do degree? What purpose? And why you didn't finish on time? Why you actually time is very important, doctor. 1 year for masters, very clear. That is what the rules of university. Any rules, 1.5 years, and PhD 3 years for full time. Okay, full time. But part time maybe take 4 years, 5 years. Doesn't matter. But what is the issue that you're going to explore? What is the issue that unexplored? I always say under the carpet, above the carpet. So above the carpet, what issue? Under the carpet, unexplored. So like education, like teachers, doctor, I can say something, Dr. Nana, teachers. Hello, Dr. Nana, are you there? Dr.
Yes,
Nana?
Prof. Yes,
Dr.
yes.
Nana, example another, you can study the performance of the teachers, the best student that you recruited from Maktab Perguruan. Okay,
Okay.
teacher training college. Where they are, sorry, doctor, I'm telling the reality. They are not actually committed to the school and the students. They feel so stressful. They came in because of salary. Agree with me?
Yes, I do
Salary.
agree, Prof.
The parents actually suppose send them for engineer, for accounting, that they send back to teacher training college. I found that these top students, they cannot cope with the school system because school is different from the college. When they send back to rural area, who become victims? So, doctor, I hope maybe you and me can study about that. If you got one master or PhD student sent to us, we can co-supervisor. We can study about the impact of best student teachers, what is going on in the school. We can study about that. Take it 5 years like that. We can do that study.
Yeah.
So I really want to know where they are now. They all understand, doctor, sorry. They said they want to resign after 3 years. They want to change the job. Why? Government spend a lot of money, am I right? Thousands, millions of dollars. So I think go back to the old system, doctor, old approach, where taking the SPM second grade, not top student, the middle, second level, they are the
Second
good
crop.
teachers now. They are the good teachers now. I believe they are going to love the kids, not the top one. Top one, the government supposed go on the medical, on the sciences, on the engineers. There are many field unexplored, not enough. So, doctor, I think that's what
Yes, yes, Prof. I do agree with you. The middle
yeah,
group will be the one who are more committed.
exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
the,
Even
the
PhD, doctor, even PhD. Not the top one. The top one cannot finish. First class, I never see if can finish on time. Because they're so proud. They're so pride. Doing PhD, doing masters, must be humble yourself. Many
yes,
people so
yes, Prof.
proud. They think great. They think, wow. Even after PhD, they never bothered your supervisor. They don't bother your teachers. They don't bother about that. They think I'm going to doctorate. That's all. So you cannot finish, doctor. Cannot finish on time.
Very true, Prof. I do agree with you. Very,
Yeah.
very
So
true.
yeah, doctor. Same question. Go back to you. You are actually doing a wrong move, doctor. Sorry to say, wrong move on the bringing the top students into the teaching line. I'm not saying many, but we need to do research to find out whether they are okay or not okay. Because I feel that they are supposed to go to other field they can explore. Go on the lab, on the medical, on the pharmacy, on the engineering side or whatever, and they're more acceptable on that field. And so I be worried. I'm just telling the scenario. So doctor, I don't scan anyone with a lion or tiger. I think this is actually taken by idea from Nazar. She just want to attract all of you to look at this. So this is some different presentation we do. So I think that's why we. So no, don't worry. Nobody, don't worry. You start to research. Eventually, you trustworthy yourself, humble yourself. You respect your teachers. You respect your supervisors. Everything will be fine, and you trust yourself. I am confident or not, and don't be give up. Life never give up. Always communicate with your supervisor. Whenever you're down, talk to them. Like parents, like children and parents. When children down, talk to the parents. Call your father, call your mother, talk to them. Don't keep yourself. Same thing also. When we are down, talk to our children. So talk to our children. So that kind of relationship is very, very important.
Yeah, Prof. Talking about the group that we are receiving, actually we are only at the receiving end. We have no any guideline how
Yep.
our education tend to do the scouting, and then they send to us. So
Yep.
we are just merely running our show in carrying out our duties. Actually,
Yeah.
we are not given any chance in setting up a target or the type of students that we wanted to groom into.
So that's why,
So,
doctor, I hope that you got any PhD student, we can do a multi-method actually. We can do interview, focus group, and then we submit the research to the policymaker. Let them understand what's going on. I think that's the
that
best
will
way
be
now.
better, Prof.
Yes. That's why I said, don't worry, doctor, everything got solution. So we see the problem. We're not blame anyone. I don't blame anyone, doctor. Even I don't blame. We actually want to best. We want to bring the best student. But the problem is, are they ready or not? So we have to find out the reason. So otherwise, our kids going to be the same thing. We can compare to India. India, how they do that? How they are also doing the same thing. I compare to America or USA. And then we come literature review. So literature review is actually go beyond other countries to look at the problem. So then from there we framework, and this is a model suppose we have, and we cannot influence the policymaker without any research, especially PhD or master's level. So that is actually interesting part. And in fact, Dr. Nada, I asked Puan Alia, my master student, doing why teachers take optional retirement at the age 55, 56. Well, many are leaving now. Why? Even doctorate, master's level leaving. So she found out some reasons, and she's going to propose in the thesis, and later thesis will be given to the Ministry of Education to minister to look at the reasons why they're leaving. We are doing now, doctor.
Okay, thank you, Prof, for the lengthy explanation. Thank you again. We shall allow others to proceed with their questions.
Yeah, I think better ask question now. Maybe it's some scholars from India or Malaysia. Please.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Yes.
Sir, while talking, you were talking about the trade union, sir. So if the trade union is there for raising the voice regarding the issues of your laborers, then whether the researcher is having any role in it, sir?
Oh, yeah, true. You see, I'm expert in IR, right? Industrial relation. I play a very important role in the decision-making process. How? Because when I did my bachelor and my degree, my master's, I published a lot papers and books. So the practitioners, the policymaker reading my thing, and when you're expert, you do more research. I did a lot of research from worldwide. Actually, I got a grant from ILO, World Bank, Ministry, and so on. So I mean, even the people can give grant and trust on you. I finished a three ILO grant from Geneva. So then finally, you will be called to sit on the policymaker. You will sit for the certain committee. Like today, I'm sitting over 6 or 7 committees. But this thing only happened after 20 years, Dr. Sami. Not immediately will happen. You will take time. That's why I ask my student, you don't compare me. If I buy Mercedes-Benz, NASA want to buy Mercedes-Benz, you want to compare with me? Hey, then you want to overrule me. You wait for 20 years. Then you buy. Doesn't matter. I want to fly to US. I also want to fly from US. Cannot. You wait for 20 years. Then only you see. So same thing also, doctor. You keep on doing your research. on trade union, whatever. And finally, the policymaker will invite you to give a talk, especially media. Media actually know about you. How they know about you? Because your publication, your research, they go through website. And from there, people know about you. So then it's much better that way because they honor you, invite you, and you have the part of the system. So that's why you see many policy in the country on labor. But I'm worried one thing, Dr. Sami, in India and also in Malaysia, we are lacking of expert in trade union. Lacking every day, we are losing a lot of people, but the issue become prominent in many countries, but we don't have expert. That's my worry now. So that's why before I retired, I want to train at least few scholars like here, Nazar, and few Jessica, Jody, all these young scholars to take over my place. I have to do that. The same thing you have to do that in India also. Don't study for yourself. You need to train the young one to take over your place in the future. Am I answer your question, Dr. Sami?
Yes, sir. But the trade union also raised the same issue, sir, which the researcher is doing. And you were telling about the researchers can help in policy making. So the trade union also raising the same issue for to intervene the policy, sir.
Yeah. That's why you need to engage with the trade union. Like me, I'm very close to trade union. They engage with me. They call me for talk, everything. So I engage with the employer federation. I engage with the national trade union. I also engage the ministry. So you have to. They call tripartism. You need to engage with all these kind of people. Then only you can propose. You can involve in the policy. So union, you need to help them. What is the role of the union? Why they exist? For what reason? Why people don't like the union? Why? And are they important? Then you have to do research from other countries. Look at the Scandinavian country. Look at Germany. Look at Holland. Look at Norway. You look at Australia, New Zealand, and you propose how the trade union involved. And lately, you look at the Singapore model. It's one of the best model where unions sit on the top level to make decisions together with the government and the employer. So you have to look at all these models. Then you do a research. Look at the Indian. What is a gap? And then from the gap, you propose a model that. So like you want to refer our Sami, I can send the paper to you. I think you can take the Sami's email. I will send you a paper on the partnership between union management and the government. We won the best paper in India in 2007 under Industrial Relation, ASEAN Industrial Relation Congress. We won the paper. So we propose a model. You can look at the model and you can see how the model works in Indonesia and Malaysian context. That's how we come up with it. Is it okay, Sami?
Yeah, thank you, sir. And also in the previous meeting, once you told that you worked for the welfare of rubber plantation workers.
Yep.
And can I get that paper also?
Can. Yeah. Me and Dr. Ganesan wrote a historical paper. Can take the email. Can you give your email? Can I get a chat
yes,
box?
Sir.
Naza, can you take now?
So she has to tell.
Yes, sir. SHAMMY. AMMY.
SHMMY.
T.
Okay.
273.
273.
@gmail.com.
Okay, I'll repeat one more time. SHMMY. SHA.
Yeah.
MMY T273 @gmail.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shami, are you a labor expert?
Sir, I'm doing the rubber plantation workers of Kanyakumari district, sir.
Okay. Sure. We send another later. We send the paper is online actually. We can submit some papers to you. No problem.
Okay, sir. And yesterday my DC meeting was over, and I was explaining all those things. And the DC member raised the issues like this. They are having trade unions, and what are you going to do?
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. You are doing the right important research in your country. I think you can compare to Malaysia. We are also struggling on the plantation sector, and I'm from the actually estate background. My mother was a rubber estate, rubber tapper, and I grow in rubber estate, so I know all the problem A to Z. And we got the NEPW. I think Nazar, we are doing now research on National Union Plantation Workers. Currently, we're doing research. Of course, we share the research with you after we complete. We are giving grant to see the perception of young people towards the union in the plantation sector. Thanks. I think it's interesting. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I think the organizer, Dr. Frank, please giving us to the chat box. So I pity the Shami and Nazar cannot know. Please, okay, next time maybe we can open the chat box. Okay, I think someone asked question. Nazar.
Yes, Miss.
Hello, sir. I'm Megha Patil. I'm
Okay.
from humanities background, from India.
Okay.
I wanted to know that in the very abbreviation of PhD, which is Doctorate of Philosophy, what exactly should a researcher know about philosophy while he or she is doing research?
Okay.
What
Thank you.
philosophy exactly? I'm from humanities background.
Okay. Are you completed doctorate degree, PhD, already finished, or about to do?
No, sir. I'm a research scholar. I'm still working on it.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay,
Yes.
are you from where? Which country? Which state are you from? Which state?
I'm from Karnataka. I'm from
Oh,
Karnataka.
Karnataka. Oh, where the Rajinikanth come from? Am I right?
No, Rajnikant is from Tamil Nadu.
But he's from Karnataka, kan? Mumbai. I think Mumbai.
Karnataka.
Karnataka. Yeah. So the Rajinikanth is a top star like Amitabh Bachchan. They're like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know Arnold Schwarzenegger? If you talk about Rajinikanth,
Yes.
later you watch the Robot.
Yes, sir.
Very,
Yes, sir.
we all his fan because I always watch. He's a professor. I like to be like him also. You know the movie, he become as professor, and I always love to be like him. On the his Nazar is only about 70 years old, but he's acting like very young. You see his face like 20 years old. So his actress is really 20 years. I think he's I don't know lah. He's maybe granddaughter. But okay. Anyway, Megati, the reason like this. PhD is PhD. Yeah, no specialization. Science or non-science almost same. The philosophical only come when you are actually debating the issue. Example, how far you understand the fundamental theories. If you look at a PhD, you cannot use one theory. You at least use a multiple theory, and then you select one or two theories, you combine the theory, and then it become a model. All right. Same thing also the concept that let's say you're using like what another doing is actually leadership. So what is the debate in leadership last 30, 40 years in the leadership? What is the issue? Okay, you found the issue. And what style of leadership? Okay, fine. Suddenly you talk about ethical. Why ethical? And you found a lot of company collapse now. A lot of people who are respected on the holding the higher position, but they are collapsed because of the ethical issue. They become corrupted. Even FIFA, FIFA is a world famous football, right? Also involved in corruption. So why is happening and why is so important? And so then she found that wow, this is an interesting part. There's a gap in the research. In the past, people talk about I can be a transformative leader, but that is not philosophical science. So doctor of philosophy means you are higher level thinking order. That's why they award you doctor, because not that easy to be a doctor because you have to go and study. That's why for doctoral student, chapter 1 to 3 is very, very important. Go and study literature thoroughly, the concept start from there. You must know A to Z. Like you're talking my area. The concept actually started from industrial democracy. When in the 18th century, when in revolution industry in United Kingdom, it started from there. And who's the group behind that? Webs. And how he evaluated and he go to employee participation in 1960s, and a lot of people, Richard Hyman, Alan Fox, and many people do that. And slowly you go to the employee involvement now. But he come from certain evolution. So you need to have a grounded on the theory, on the concept and everything. Then you can be classified as a scholar. But today a lot of people copy and paste, they just go like that. So sometimes a thesis, I can see that they're not up to standard PhD, but they pass. A lot of people. That's why they cannot be a scholar later on. They cannot debate. They cannot come up with the proper suggestion. They cannot. So that's why you become professor. Professor means you are professed in the field. You are able to give idea. You're able to come up with a new dimension for any respective field. So I can come up with my own ideas after. So, but that philosophical science is started from the doctor of philosophy. That's why really, really enjoyable study when you do doctorate. You really enjoy it because you explore a lot of things. I really enjoy it. It's a challenges, but I like to see many scholars around the world that doing in my field, and I go back, and library is my second home. I work 8 to 5. I never go anywhere. I just stay in library. I go to university. I come back home. I'm more relaxing. Nighttime I write books. Daytime I go and read. and you take about 2 years, to understand. Second is actually research methodology. So you want to be philosophy of science, you must good on a research method. If you don't go to research method, then you're failure to award you a doctor. So these two must go hand by hand. It's complementary each other. It's not separately. It's a complementary each other. You must be go by hand, and then only we can consider you doctor of philosophy. And then doctor is a highly respected doctor. So when they started philosophical science, doctor science in Germany, they start from this. That's why when I went to Greek, first thing I visited as Dr. Patel, I went to Athens University. I buy the t-shirt, I wear very proud. Athens, Athens, the still university still exists in Greek. That's how the PhD all started in there. So I went to Germany, Heidelberg. I go through the philosopher road. I like to go there because I understand how tough it is to be a doctor. And I was trained in United Kingdom. I was trained in Australia. I know how tough to complete a PhD. Not that easy because I work with the top professors. Late Professor Remarque just passed away a few months ago. But I respect Prof because Prof always challenged me. And I never, Dr. Mehdi, I never rely on my supervisor. Never. I only do myself. Whenever I go and see him, I need to prepare in advance before I present to him. And I was sometimes I debate to him. Yes, one time I debate to him because I reduced my case study from 4 to 3. He didn't accept it. I said, he said, can you finish or not? Yes, Prof. I confident. Exactly, I finished on time because I confident myself. I know and my second supervisor said, don't submit thesis. I said, please submit. Whether pass or fail, is so I know myself, not my supervisor, of course, they helped me a lot. Very helpful, both of them. I really respect them. That's why I honor them. When I finished my doctorate, I brought them from Malaysia and all fully funded by the, by the outside, my university or someone, but I treat them very well because they are the one I've become today. I cannot deny their contribution. They're always my guru, forever my life. They are my guru. And I always respect them until now. I never bypass any of my guru in my life because, of course, the top guru is God. God Almighty is the first guru. They give me knowledge. Because when I do my research, the tunnel of light, I didn't say tunnel of light. For 4 years, I cry. I don't know what to do. I struggle. See the light. My supervisor told me, one day you will see the light. And I saw the light. I think another person, Nengle Hashim.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yes, sir. Good evening.
Thank you. Sir, this is Hashim P. Scholar. Currently, I am working on my research topic, that is the effect of work-life balance on employee job satisfaction in commercial banks. Could you please suggest me one moderate variable to consider in this topic?
Oh, you're talking work-life balance, huh? Work-life balance.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Normally, work-life balance, you always come with the support system. All right, support system, support from the bank employee itself. Because without support system, you're not able to get the work-life balance. And the next one is actually flexible working arrangement. It's very important for me. So you can put as a mediator, flexible work arrangement. Can you follow what I say? Can you follow?
Yes. Flexible
work arrangement. So you just don't talk about work-life balance without you looking at the flexible work arrangement. So that's very important. And maybe you look at the support system from the employer, because you can't have work-life balance if there's no support from the employer. How are you going to work-life? How you get a work-life balance? If your employer asks to work 8 to 5, 8 to 10, and something, and banking is very stressful. So these are the variables that you can consider. But of course, Mr. Nenge, you can go to the literature review, look at the gap. Are they really be your moderating or mediating variables to fit into the work-life balance? Maybe another one, maybe I can suggest you religion. How to bring religion, because a lot of religions say that you need to have rest, you need to have balance in life. So that is also another component. My student doing on that, in English later you can communicate with him. My student look at the work-life balance with the coming of religion. Because in Malaysia, all the religion is very strong. They always and respondent is actually entrepreneurs. So you're going to study Chinese, Indian, Malays, Muslim, Christian, Hindu, Buddhist. You're going to see that how this entrepreneur balance their work life. So I think interesting topic is actually my student doing currently. You can work with them also. Probably you can give your email, whatever, and then maybe Nazar, you give my email. Better than their email.
Okay, sure, Prof. So I'll read Prof. Vala's email. Can you please write down? Because I can't type it in the chat box. Okay, so hold on.
Maybe ask Jody can type in the slide, can? Slide also can.
Jody, can you type in one slide and then you just share your screen for a while so everyone can take a photo?
Yeah, so while she's doing that, maybe some question coming.
Okay, participants, do you have any other question from Prof. Vala before we end this session?
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So later you can complicate. I'm very thankful to people here ask questions. Very happy to see all of you. And we learn each other actually. I'm also learning from you all. I'm not teaching you all. I'm just sharing. Sharing and caring is very important. So I'm doing that kind of job. I never boast myself. I show I'm the great. No, I never say that. Only the great is only God Almighty, not me. I'm just person to manage the people, manage my students and whoever. That's all I do. I never say I'm smart. No, I never say that. I always learning. Even I learn from my students. A lot of things I learn from them. So that's how I learn the knowledge from them. Okay, all right, Nazar?
Okay, so I guess, Prof, there is no other question. And is Jody in the meeting right now?
I see.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Jody, can you please type Prof. Vala's email in one slide and share your screen for a while? Because the chat isn't available.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Okay, so you.
Okay, I welcome all of you. Suggestion, anything, so we can learn each other. All right. So I'm really thankful to Nazar also. We facilitate. These are all the young scholars. I'm giving chance to them to speak. That's why I did this kind of forum type discussion, because I really want they the one also play a role. So in the future they are the going to leader to lead our session. So I hope Dr. Frank, Dr. Regin, I think thank you for you inviting all the young people in this room. Okay, Jody, if you're not there, then I can pass Nazar to you.
I guess Jody is here. She said she will type in a while and share her screen.
I think we need to have a chat box. That's the problem.
Okay, so until Jody shares her screen, Prof, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this great and informative session. I'm so grateful for that. I learned a lot, and I believe everyone, all the participants, learned a lot from you. Thanks for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. It was great listening to you. And I'm so sorry for the technical issues at the beginning. I don't know what was the reason, but I'm glad that it has been solved. So thank you so much. And okay, so I guess now Jody is sharing the screen. You can take photo of Prof. Vala's email and email your queries to this email.
The letter small letter B small, no big one, please,
Prof, someone has raised the hand.
Who's that?
Haruna Ibrahim, you may ask your question.
Okay, all right.
Okay, it's not actually a question. I'm from Ghana. I'm a medical practitioner from Ghana. I'm joining all the way from Africa, and I would like to really thank you for your rich knowledge. I mean, 26 years of rich knowledge is not a joke. And some of us who want to do our masters across the world, we are very happy that you have shared this experience with us, and we hope to tap this experience and also disseminate this rich experience to other people across Africa and the continent. So God will literally bless you, and I will get in touch with you for other further consultations, because I have some research that I want to do in Africa, and I will need your assistance so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Aruna Ibrahim. Actually, Aruna,
Yes.
I just inform you, I have my doctoral students from Zambia. She's working now at Zambia University. And also I got my colleague in Malaysia is from Ghana. So it's nice to see you there. And next year we are going to publish a book chapter which comprise Africa, India, Indonesia, and Malaysia. So I hope to see you next our conference in India next year, face to face. Hope you come there and get together. I think I'm very much to see also Africa to be actively participate, because always we are very far away, but I want you Asia and Africa join together, and we can do a lot of things. Thank you, Aruna. Thanks a lot. Are you PhD student, Aruna?
No, I'm a bachelor student. I'm yet to do my master's.
Oh, all right, good. So you can have
Yeah.
Jody here. Jody is our undergraduate student. She also want to do master. Jody, you can work with Aruna also. All right, Jody? Okay.
Okay, Doctor. Okay.
All right. Okay. Shanada?
Okay, I guess there is no more questions from the participants. Thank you, Jody, for helping me and sharing the slides as well. Thank you, Prof, again. And I will pass to Jody or the next MC. Thank you.